folks, that they're showing you stuff that Buck Rogers was flying around in a made-up Hollywood TV show in 1979, and then that's what they're showing you landing. That's been landing in Area 51 since the 60s. That is an old design right there, ladies and gentlemen. So much so that consultants in Hollywood for Buck Rogers in 1979 had Buck Rogers flying that with some added boosters on the top. I mean, it's organized. I make the point, why did Buzz Aldrin come on the show about the moon mission? To just say it happened, second guy to walk on the moon. They did doctor up photos and stuff for the public. And they did use some of the Hollywood people that have been used for 2001 Space Odyssey. I have that from all the sources. NASA, Kubrick, family, all of it. I mean, we've got the contacts. It's all well known. I talked to the president. I don't need to go any further. You're getting what's really going on here. They want to take all this and distort it out and all the rest of it. That's not what's going on. There's a lot of stuff secret. The president hasn't even figured out all the stuff that's going on.
Now, why would they lie? Oh, I don't know. How about $18 billion annually? If NASA gets to steal $18 billion from their taxpayers, well, even if you don't believe anything else I've told you, the bottom line could be they stole your money for a fake trip to the moon. They stole your money for a fake rover on Mars. They stole your money to show you CGI and cartoon pictures of the globe. $18.4 billion annually? That might be another reason to lie.
Those pictures are not fake.
It is photoshopped, but it's has to be.
It's so over the top that you just feel alone and have a normalcy bias like Stockholm Syndrome where you go, I'm all alone. This lie's ridiculous. Why is everyone going along with it? I better go along with it because who does that say I am? And that's what we're getting down to here. Is that it's all to make you feel small. And I'm not saying be on some power trip, but I'm saying reality, the universe, basic truth.
With the Earth supposedly 23.4 degrees on its axis. And that leaves you, of course, the occultic number, again, 66.6 degrees off.
60 years ago, when the Russians beat us into space, we didn't deny Sputnik was up there. We didn't argue about the science or shrink our research and development budget. We built a space program almost overnight, and 12 years later, we were walking on the moon.
Ignition. Right away, Houston. Vector good. Exxon.
They're often portraying that this is live. Of course, these things are fully choreographed and edited in advance to make sure that there's nothing too obvious that you can see that gives away that this is a suspension in front of a blue screen hoax.
Dan sat in the pilot seat during this operation, sort of monitoring the motion of the vehicle, making sure that it was steady and that there were very few vibrations of any sort. Here's a picture of the INSAT actually being deployed from the spacecraft. You can see that the deploy went very smoothly.
I'd go to the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back again.
I guess this is a photo of the Hubble telescope taking a picture of itself. Unbelievable.
And this is from NASA's official website. And this one-page spot the station, of course, referring to the so-called International Space Station, which, of course, does not exist. Let's take a look here. And what do you see? As a form of mockery, they have the Flat Earth model on their website.
There are great ideas undiscovered. Breakthroughs available to those who can remove one of truth's protective layers.
Figuring out how we're being bullshitted is very...
But that's
I'm obsessed with it. How are they bullshitting us? I love that. See, I like it. I think this is how crazy I am. I think we're being lied to about fucking everything.
Well, they lied about this, and we know they lied about that. They lie about things all the time.
The government lies all the time.
Lynch and, yeah,
but the government have to lie as well as 10,000 scientists and engineers. I mean, think about this. Just think about this. We knew more. If there were ever a state secret that the government wanted to keep, it would be the behavior of President Clinton's genitals, okay?
This is basically the biggest thing you could possibly lie about. The best way to brainwash the whole world is to lie to the whole world about what the world is.
They've stolen our mind from us and stuck us on a cartoon ball.
It is photoshopped, but it has to be.
Everything in the sky revolves around us, just as it appears if you look up and use your own eyes, your own senses. The vanishing point of perspective from your point of view, which is what the horizon line is. It is not the curvature of the Earth, as you've been taught.
I don't know, man. I don't know what to believe. I don't know what to believe.
This photo, Randmere State Park. This is from Joshua Nowicki. And what you're seeing here is a mirage. You typically would not be able to see this from the Lake Michigan shore. We talked about this last night. Conditions are right on the lake that we're actually seeing a mirage of the Chicago skyline. Here's what's happening. This is a good example of a superior mirage. So Joshua was on the Lake Michigan shore. He was looking towards the west, and Chicago's beyond the horizon. Should not be able to see it. However, with the right conditions, we have an inversion. We have cold air near the cold lake water and some relatively warmer air above it. This will bend the image of that skyline back towards the viewer. And so typically we would not be able to see this. This image would be viewable from much, much higher.
They always say it's a mirage, but for a mirage to happen, you have to have very specific atmospheric conditions. It's not a mirage.
Up in space this morning, the International Space Crew attempted a spacewalk outside the station. Here's a live look at the astronauts. Well, I don't believe... I don't think those are astronauts. Yeah,
They take scientific discoveries that look something like this and turn them into something like this. There's a lot of sort of technical iteration of trying to get the structures and features we want to exist on the surface, right? But then there's this whole extra layer of just, tweaking and tweaking and tweaking until it perceptually feels right. And that's where we go, I think, way past the science inputs, and that's just, instinct.
That's one of the debates that we've had, right? Which is how much do we push our artwork toward photoreal versus diagrammatic art? I think we tend to move a little more photoreal because there's some emotion in that. Like we can imagine that's a real place out there.
Really, we're looking at something, but look at, in their own words, they're only seeing data. It has nothing to do with these strips of data of how far away, because I keep hearing people say that in 2017 we can't have a picture of Earth because we don't even go high enough or far enough away, so we have to use strips of data. But watch this. This right here, in their own words, they're telling you that it's all bullshit.
As a society, we're so scientifically illiterate, and that causes so much room for speculation. And you're kind of a prisoner of people who are masters of their craft. You're kind of a prisoner to their quote unquote agenda. I don't want to put that bad of a term on it, but you're kind of a prisoner of that because we don't have any choice but to take their word for it, right, or to pursue it yourself.
Right, to learn about what they're talking about yourself, to know if they're right or not.
Yeah.
Well, that's absolutely the case, right?